Hello everyone. Today we will study the poem Ozymandias by P.B. Shelley. First of all, we will discuss about P.B. Shelley. P.B. Shelley is a great romantic poet. He was born on 4th August 1792 in West Sussex, England. He was the eldest son of Sir Timothy Shelley, a Sussex landowner. He had four younger sisters and a much younger brother. He received his early education at home. His early childhood has been recounted in the life of Percy Bysshe Shelley by his friend and cousin Thomas Medwin. He received his early education at home. Then he studied at Eton College and later at Oxford University. In 1811, Shelley anonymously published a pamphlet called The Necessity of Atheism, which was brought to the attention of the university administration, and he was called to appear before the college's fellows, including the dean. His refusal to repudiate the authorship of the pamphlet resulted in his expulsion from Oxford on 25th March 1811. He wrote many short stories, essays, poems, out of which the best known are Ozymandias, or To the West Wind, The Cenci, Adonais, Prometheus Unbound, to name a few. He died by drowning on 8th July 1822. Now we will study the poem Ozymandias. But before studying the poem, I want to tell you something about this poem. The poem is in the form of a sonnet. It illustrates the vanity of human greatness and the failure to all attempts to immortalize human grandeur. Ozymandias was a great Egyptian king, a lifelike statue of whom was made to immortalize him. But now the statue lies broken and disfigured, and all around is a barren desert. So now it is clear that this poem is about Ozymandias, an ancient Egyptian king. Let us start the poem. I met a traveler from an antique land. Antique land means ancient country Egypt. Here ancient is used because Egyptian civilization is oldest of the world. Shelley says that he met a traveler from ancient country Egypt who said, the traveler said, two vast and trunkless legs of stone stand in the desert. Vast means huge. Trunkless. Trunkless means without upper body. The traveler said that he saw the two huge legs of a broken statue stand in the desert. Near them on the sand, half sunk, a shattered visage lies. Half sunk. Sunk means descent. झुका हुआ. A shattered visage. Shattered means broken. Visage. Visage face. And near that piece, he saw the descended and broken face on the sand, huge frown and wrinkled lip. Frown. Frown means expression of anger. Wrinkled. means fold, and sneer of called command. Sneer, facial expression of called command, facial expression of scorn in which the upper lip may be raised. The traveler says that he saw that there was an expression of anger, contempt, and sternness on the face. Tell that its sculptor well those patients read, and the face shows that the sculptor of the statue well knows the passions of the king, which yet survive. It means that those feelings still exist on the face of the statue. Stamped on these lifeless things, and the sculptor stamped these feelings, these passions, these expressions on the face of the statue. The hand that mocked them. Mocked means to copy something. The traveler said that the hand that mocked them and the heart that fed. The sculptor's hand copied the passions which were nourished in the heart of the king. And on the pedestal, these words appear. Pedestal means the base of the statue. And on the base of the statue, these words appear. My name is Ozymandias, King of Kings. It was carved on the base of the statue that my name is Ozymandias, King of Kings. I am the King of Kings. Look on my works. He commands, he orders the other kings that look on his works, ye mighty. Mighty means powerful kings of the world. And despair. Ozymandias tells that the king of the world should see his statue and his works without hope. Nothing beside remains. He says that nothing else remains in the world round the decay of that colossal wreck, colossal, extremely wreck large, boundless and bare, the lone and level sands stretch far away. He wants to say that nothing exists in the world because his statue is now decayed. The vast deserted stretched all around and it seemed to be endless. It is a didactic poem. There is a touch of melancholy because it makes us reflect over the vanity of human visage and the failure of all our efforts to keep our memory alive forever. King Ozymandias had tried to keep his memory alive forever, but now it has converted into a deserted place. It is ruined now. So, Saleh says through this poem that nothing is immortal in this world.